came to class ready to cook, all except for my feet. So Mrs. Bland or Mrs. Abner would tell you to go to your PE locker and get some shoes. Go to your locker and get some shoes, or you will not be allowed to cook without closed-toed shoes. So make sure you keep some shoes on you in order to cook with. So the first thing I am going to do with long hair is I'm going to put it up. Yes, boys who have long hair need to put it up also. If you don't have a hair tie, over there, right next to the phone, attached to the calendar, is a little ring with hair ties. They're bitty, itty bitty, but you can take a hair tie, and I don't expect you to give it back. So the first thing we are going to do now is we will wash our hands. We have soap dispensers in every single kitchen. In the blue kitchen, it is sitting on the right-hand side of the towel dispenser. It hides. It lives in the kitchen, but for some reason it hides. So 20 seconds, happy birthday, ABCs. You'll wash your hands. I'm not going to do a full 20 seconds for the purpose of this video, but get between your fingers, get those wrists, and the next thing we will talk about is our aprons. So I was in the orange kitchen, which means I should grab an orange apron. The next thing I'm going to want to grab are 2 towels and 2 washcloths. One towel is going to be the strainer for washing dishes, so the drying towel that your dishes will sit on. And the other one is going to be the one you use to dry your towels with. Can you have more than 2 towels? Yes. Can you have more than 2 washcloths? Absolutely. One washcloth is for washing dishes. The other washcloth is for sanitizing your counters. So we're going to go back to our kitchen, and we are going to sanitize our counters. So every kitchen has sanitation spray underneath their sinks. If you're out, which this one appears to be, it is going to be an extra job for one of the kitchens to refill these. It's the blue kitchen. So if you find that you're out, you need to go to the blue kitchen and ask them to refill your sanitizer spray at an appropriate time. This one's out too. So we're going to spray everything. The counters, the stove, the sink. Basically, we don't know how clean the class before you was. And if you were to drop food on the counter as you're cooking, you should be able to pick it up, right? And potentially use it still, I would hope, especially if it's like a potato that we are making mashed potatoes with. So I would feel comfortable doing so if I knew my kitchen counters were sanitized. There we go. Let's pretend I did the whole shebang here so we can move forward with our video. We have pictures and numbers on all of the cabinets. You'll look here, you should see this looking just like this for the most part. We do have some new objects, like these mugs didn't live in this cabinet when this picture was taken, but use common sense to get the cabinets looking like the pictures. So when I check your kitchen to see if you've cleaned and put everything away properly, this is what I'm going to look to see that you have everything matching the picture. There's also numbers on all of the cabinets. If there is not a number on the cabinet, that means there's nothing in there for you. For example, this cabinet does not have a number. So if I open it up, it's a whole bunch of random things that you don't need for labs. So the numbers are going to help you not open up useless cabinets that you do not need. So sanitation spray, I said every single kitchen has one underneath their sinks, as well as your dish soap. Do take note if you are green kitchen. It is in cabinet number 11. It is the one that's the closest to the sink on the left-hand side. It's actually right above those white baskets. We don't use the sink area in the green kitchen for many reasons, which we're not going to go into right now. So now that I have sanitized my counters, I am going to grab my equipment tray so I can collect my ingredients for the food slab. So I need to grab my red tray. And then I need to grab all the little dishes that I'm going to measure my ingredients into. So maybe I'm going to put some garlic in this bowl. And maybe I need a teaspoon of garlic. So I'm gonna grab my teaspoon. I'm putting my garlic in here instead of trying to let it try to not tip over as I walk. All right, so basically we won't want our garlic to tip over and spill by just simply keeping it in the spoon. So you want to put it in this because it's not going to spill. Also, if you need a spoon to collect, let's say, your flour with, you grab a spoon, and you'll need to bring a level or a butter knife, or sometimes you need a butter knife to cut butter. So whatever you need to collect your ingredients as well as to house your ingredients in needs to be brought to the ingredient table on this tray. So this is our ingredient table. So far this year, this is our plan to use this ingredient table. I know it's tiny. It might morph throughout the semester, but you'll see that as the semester progresses. But this is where you'll collect your ingredients. Because it is so tiny, we can only have one person from each group come up to this table. If we have more than that, you can't fit everybody around the ingredient table trying to grab ingredients, as well as have our trays and the ingredients on this table all at the same time. So pretend I have cooked my entire lab and class is coming to an end. So I am going to want to clean all of my dishes. I should be cleaning them as I go, but let's talk about cleanup. So on each cabinet, or well, in each kitchen, there is a cleanup sheet. This is meant to help you. So this is just what we want you to do for cleanup every single lab. So this is just a check sheet so you can go through and make sure you do it all. So the floors swept and mopped. We can just check it or put a dot there. Now the mop and the brooms, the dustpan is right here in this cabinet that says dustpan. I always get asked where the dustpan is, so I made a very, very bold sign. Dustpans are in here. We have brooms alongside this refrigerator. We also, well, no, we have the brooms right next to the dustpans. And the mop, we're getting a new one, so I'm not sure where it's gonna live yet, but we will tell you when we get it. All right, so floor swept. The countertops cleaned and sanitized. So I need to clean and sanitize my counters again after I'm finished washing all of my dishes, drying them and putting them away. Let's see, the stove and stove top. So basically, you need to clean the stove top even if it's hot, because we can't leave a dirty stove for the next hour. And this is an electric stove, so it's going to take a while to cool down. So I would like to see you clean it no matter what. So I have put instructions on here on how to clean the stovetop when it's hot. Be careful, use common sense, don't hurt yourself. So you are going to spray the surface really well with that sanitizing spray. Then you're gonna fold the towel. Just take a towel and make it folded up nice and thick. It has to be a dry towel. Make it nice and thick so that you won't conduct heat to your hand. If it's wet, the towel, if it starts out wet, it's gonna conduct heat to your hand. So scrub it real good, even if it's hot. And yes, when you spray the sanitizing spray on it, you're gonna look like you're a witch brewing some kind of potion, because it's gonna sizzle and it's not smoke, it's gonna steam and it's gonna look fun. It's okay, it's okay. All right, so next we have, oh, and with the stove, you'll want to get this area too, especially if you got it dirty while cooking. Greasy things make grease splatter all over. And the fronts of the stove also need to be cleaned. I don't expect you guys to go into the stove and clean it out when it's still really hot. There's no safe way to clean the inside of the stove until it's cooled down. But the outside of the stove can happen. All right, next we have the outside of the cabinets, just free of foods and stains. The soap dispenser and the towel dispenser, make sure these get nice and cleaned off. The sink should be clean and dry and have no bubbles left in it. But speaking of the sink, let's let's take a look at these drains that we just got last year that we are in love with, or at least I am. It has this little screw threading on it, and that is what fits into the drain, and it screws tight, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's going to collect the water. This is great because it's awesome. I love these things. Then you unscrew it to let the water out. You don't have to lift it up, just unscrew it. The water is going to drain, and it's going to drain very slowly because there's going to be all kinds of food in here. Do not pull the drain traps out of the drain until it is completely drained of water, the sink. Then you want to carefully bring this over to a garbage can and whack it, hit it, whatever, against the garbage can to get the food out. And if there's still little bits still stuck on here, grab a washcloth and wipe the rest of it out into the garbage can. We don't have garbage disposals, so that means that the food can't go down the drain because they'll clog, and if they clog, we stop cooking. So if you want to keep cooking, do not clog up the drains. Another thing I want to mention about washing dishes, don't waste dish soap. We use our budget money to buy the dish soap. We do not use budget money to buy hand soap. So don't go crazy with this. Use about a teaspoon each time you use it. That doesn't mean you can't use soap. I just don't want you to just go spraying the soap in there for a really long time, making big bubbles that try to flood our classroom. All right, next we have the sink. Okay, we talked about the sink trap and drain. Should be clean and dry. And I told you in words here the exact same thing that I just showed you. So if you forgot, it's right here. The microwave should be clean inside and out. It should be washed, dried, put away properly. You should put the dirty towels in the red basket. So this is the red basket over here. Red is caution, right? Red is one of those alert colors. So red means dirty. Throw all dirty in here. White means clean. I even have it labeled clean on the white ones. So sometimes if we don't have towels folded, you'll just see towels in there just like this. This doesn't mean these are dirty. This means that whoever is the extra job for folding towels needs to come fold these towels and put them away. So use from that basket as much as you can when you are taking new towels to your kitchen. All right, next we have aprons. So we should hang these according to the apron color, back where they belong, over here. If you are the last class of the day, I'm going to show you how to tie these up. So just the last class of the day on day 2 of cooking. Since we do 2 days of cooking, we split the class into 2. So group 1 cooks on day 1 while group 2 works on an assignment, and then we flip-flop for day 2. So day 2 of cooking is when the last class, so I'm not going to tell you what hour because it changes every year. The last class is going to tie these up. So you're going to take all of your ties and make them even with each other, and then you're just going to tie it like you're tying a balloon. Then you are going to put it in the dirty basket, which is the red basket, not the white one. If you are a class that doesn't hang the aprons, then you're going to put them over here on the hooks labeled by color. All right, next we have the extra. So for the aprons over there, if you are not the group tying up the aprons, you're the ones hanging them, hang them on the right color. I think I said that kind of wrong just a second ago. Anyways, the extra tables. So we have a bunch of extra tables this year because we have brand new classroom desks. We purposely got stainless steel, amazing, beautiful counter height tables so we can use this for extra preparation while we are cooking. So this is a table that you're going to have to wipe down if you use it, and you're also going to have to sweep around it and sweep under the shelf and get the shelf itself. And if you get any food on the chairs, you would clean off the chairs as well. So because of focus period, we don't have enough time to cook and eat So basically what we ask you to do is cook, clean as you go so that you have as much time to eat as possible. But basically, I'm gonna want you to cook, put it on paper plates at your eating tables, and then you're going to finish cleaning and not eat until the very end when you're all cleaned up. In some instances, you're walking into your next class with a plate of food. So Mrs. Abner and I will always have paper plates and plastic utensils out for you to use for days. Well, most days. There's only every once in a while where we actually have to use real dishes, which is very sad. Okay, moving on to the extra job. On the purple chalkboards, you'll see that there are extra jobs listed. So we have daily jobs is the name of the extra jobs. Okay, so with the daily jobs, the assignment group is just going to straighten the chairs and tables that they're doing their assignments at, and Miss Abner and I are going to tell you what tables you will be at, and it might shift around as we learn what we want from these newer tables. So that is kind of a work in progress. Let's see, the purple and orange kitchen is going to sweep under the ingredient table and clean the ingredient table. The yellow and green kitchen attend to the laundry, so they take care of anything they find in a white basket that's not folded, fold it and put it away in the washcloth and towel cabinet, as well as emptying out the dryer as it needs to be emptied and folding. Then we also have the blue kitchen's extra job is to refill that sanitation spray as needed, and we'll do any extra dish that Mrs. Abner or myself give to you to wash. It might be that you're washing the cutting board we used to chop up the onions to put that onions on the table for you. So extra jobs are right here as well as over there. So you can always see it up close and personal. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, when you come into class and we are doing a recipe where you have to preheat the oven, I want you to, first of all, check to make sure the oven racks are on the correct position in the center of the oven. Last week when we did the sand art brownies, one of the oven racks was at the very bottom, and that's why some of the sand art brownies were a little bit too done, because somebody put it on the bottom shelf instead of the middle one. Always put your stuff in the middle of the oven. So check to make sure there's nothing in it, the racks are in the right spot. Preheat it immediately. You just push bake and start if it's 350, or you push bake and then go up till whatever temperature it is and push start. So it's really easy, and then cancel off the timer. If you're using a timer, you push that button, timer button, go up and then push timer, or you can go timer, push up and push start. So those are the ways to start your timers. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is the assignment group. Right now, we are deciding to use some of these tables to be the assignment group tables. The green kitchen and the blue kitchen specifically would be the tables that you would sit at if you are not cooking and you're just working on the assignment, and you only need to bring what you need to work on your assignment to these tables, not all of your belongings. So when everybody starts cooking, they are going to start by putting all of their stuff on this lovely, will be cleaned off table so that we don't have all of our stuff cluttered up all around the room on cooking days. We need to have all these tables clear to be using them for food preparation and assignments. That, I believe, is everything. Yes.